Dragonfury Legendary modification for the Zenith is one of the most divisive mods in Shatterline, where some people find it overpowered and others find it actually hinders the Zenith's performance. So we have gone ahead and broken down and analyzed the mod and found some really interesting stuff. And in this video we'll go over as much as we can from it in a timely manner, and I'll let you guys decide for yourself whether you think it's a good modification or not, as well as my own personal thoughts on it at the end of the video. So to start off, let's start with its biggest and only flaw. The Dragonfury does not deal precision damage, meaning this will heavily impact its average TTK, seeing how headshots is completely out of the picture. For very precise players, this is an immediate turn off and enough to turn them away from this modification. However, this mod has a lot of pros that might outweigh the lack of headshot damage for a lot of people, so let's look at those and see how you feel about it after we go over it. First, let's start off with an unexpected improvement that comes from equipping this mod. Nowhere in its tooltip does it mention it increases effective range, but after running some tests, we come to find that it increases effective range by roughly 13 meters, making the Zenith a 4-shot kill from full health all the way until 50 meters, which then, after 50 meters, we go up to 5 shots to kill. And this silent improvement makes the Zenith a far better long-range performer by increasing its effective range by 35%. And now let's talk about its obvious improvement. The Dragonfury does AoE damage, but how much exactly? The best way we can explain how the damage works is this way. When shooting directly at the target, we are doing 100% of its max damage. When we shoot just a little bit off the target, we no longer do 100% of its max damage, so we no longer take 4 shots to kill at close range, but instead now we take 5. And the further away the shot is from the target, the more that damage decreases as it should, up until roughly about 1.5 meters to 2 meters, which at this point we're taking well over 12 shots to be able to slowly kill a full health target. Now that's the obvious improvement, but the fact that the bullets are explosive brings some more not so obvious improvements along with the AoE damage. For example, seeing how the bullets are explosive damage rather than kinetic damage, this means that the damage done by this weapon is wildly increased when shooting at shielded targets, such as the adamant or most notably the stilt. This modification is the strongest mod in the entire game when dealing with these. I mean, you can solo take out a stilt shield in just about 3 to 4 seconds, all on your own. You also do a lot of increased damage to spy drones, Malva drones, Medbot, Crystalline from Strix, Brisa Trap, explosive barrels, and others, with some of them being destroyed with just 1 shot rather than multiple shots. So overall, it really helps you get rid of those annoying abilities. And another great utility that comes with this modification is being able to use it to blow up doors. You no longer need to waste a grenade or a mine or have to play an exo as long as you have this weapon's mod. Something you could even do when you're not using the Zenith is have this modification equipped, and when there's a door you want to blow up, you swap weapons to the Zenith, blow it up, then swap back to whatever weapon you were using. So as you can see here, there is a great deal of pros to this modification, and it's not an outright bad mod, even if you're a great aimer. So it'll really come down to whether you're willing to sacrifice those sweet headshots for all of the other benefits that come with it. Personally, after running this mod for a great deal of hours to make this video, I've concluded a few things. Firstly, this weapon is one of the best PvE choices you could have. The lack of precision damage is quickly outweighed by its AoE damage. Explosive shots go right through adamants, minotaurs, pyros, stilts, shard skins, and so much more. This weapon definitely sits at my top 3 weapons for PvE, as the explosive shots are fairly overpowered. Secondly, this weapon in escort is pretty huge. Yeah, once again, we can't do headshot damage, but since engagements tend to be from a bit further away, this mod makes it extremely forgiving and allows you to continually do damage even when you're missing your shots. But not just that, but you can use its explosive AoE damage to shoot around the cart and oftentimes damage pushers that are standing behind the carts attempting to push it safely. But on the other hand, I've noticed you'll struggle with it in smaller maps, especially when playing game modes like TDM, because since you can't headshot and the maps are extremely small, you'll very often find yourself out damaged by people who are using SMGs, SMGs, shotguns, or even other ARs. And also the explosive shots have way less benefits when using it just to play TDM. So to that degree, it is a very situational mod, and I wouldn't prioritize it all the time. I think this mod will be one of the favorites for console players, as console players struggle a little bit more than keyboard and mouse players with precision shots, and the AoE damage will make it quite a bit more forgiving. So overall, I think this mod is really good in Escort and PvE. But for close quarter maps, I'd opt in for another modification. And now, what about you guys? Do you guys think this is a good mod, or do you just avoid it altogether? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Much love.